Hey friends, I am doing the rush to the airport this morning, and before I do, I wanted to tell you a couple things. First of all, we're going to talk shoes because get packed with me is kind of a trend right now, and we're literally going to pick up my shoes right now. And I know everybody loves talking about shoes. Also, I want to let you know we did our tour release yesterday for the second half of 2026. We did it for our Patreon Substack friends. They have already started booking like crazy, so I'm really excited about our season next year. So all of the great new tours, and there's a bunch of new destinations, will be posted tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time. You'll see the YouTube link there, along with the link to our tour. They're going to be live in the morning, so you can go crazy booking. So those of you who are Substack or Patreon, remember you have until the end of the day to get that $300 discount on our tours for next year. So let's talk shoes for just a second. So I am rushing out the door, and now you all think you must be really good at packing. You must have your bag packed. Well, last night we did the rush. We went through everything. We got everything as packed as we could, as quick as we could, because we had the tour launch. So I'm not always as organized as I look. But the big question is, what shoes should you bring when you're traveling? And it's summertime. So of course we're going to talk mostly sandals. So I just want to show you what I'm doing. I also wanted you to know that I do have an Amazon storefront, which I know some of you don't love Amazon, but I will tell you it's the easiest place for me to show you all the shoes that I am picking out. You can link, you can click right on them. And if you buy them through the links, just remember that does support everything we do here at Adventures with Sarah. All the lovely people that you talk to when you email us and answer your travel questions, that's how we pay for them. So just so you know. So let's go ahead and have a look at the shoes on my floor today. So this is my actual dining room floor. And I've tossed all the candidates in one pile. So first of shoes I wanted to show you are these ones here. I bought these about a year ago at Nordstrom Rack. I think I paid about $100 for them, which I think is very expensive, but everybody I knew in Italy was buying these. And I thought I'd give it a try, and they've become my absolute favorite. And part of the reason, just a few things, I wear a women's size 12, so these are men's shoes. But when you look and you pair them up to my foot, they're just a little bit long, and they have a nice boxy toe. And my feet are a little square at the top. They're not pointed. So this fits me really well. There's room. I wear these on the plane every time because they weigh nothing. The only downside of these ones, I mean, they're super light and they don't really need orthotics, but I believe you can put orthotics in. The orthotics move if you want to put fresh ones in. But the only downer with these is, look at that groove down there. So I'm always getting stones stuck in that groove. I mean, it's a small price to pay. They're a little signature thing. It's a little bit of a gimmick, but these really are light as air and they're very comfortable. And I love this colorway personally because I think they're kind of fun. So not too white. They're almost like a whitish gray, so they don't look like crazy white sneakers like you got when you were a child. So this is my favorite pair on Cloud. Hey, Nico, is Nico around? Hey, Otto, can you go grab the Nico's pair? So this is the one that I chose for myself that is a women's, and I'm going to grab you a pair that we bought for Nico as well. So that's coming with me today for sure. An alternate for a shoe you wear on the plane are Allbirds. I like these slip-on ones because they are merino wool. You can get these at Allbirds. If you get them on sale, they can even be as low as $60 or $70. On Clouds, the best you're going to do is probably $100. But here, these ones are super comfy. They also have removable orthotics, but you wouldn't want to do that because the inside is wool. These are great if you have hot feet or cold feet. They kind of keep you nice and comfy either way. So I love them, and that red color is actually a lot of fun and goes with a lot more than you would think. Also, if they get really funky and gross and stretched out, you can wash them and they snap right back. So these are another good one that I love. Here is Nico's pair of On Clouds. These, again, I think I got them at Nordstrom Rack, but they're still not cheap. These are the men's ones, but for a men's shoe, it's pretty light. Men's shoes are typically really heavy. He likes them because he just slips them on. This particular style is just a slip-on. And these are essentially a slip-on too. See, they don't have laces, but you can tighten them if you wish. So these are definitely our running shoe, walking shoe suggestion of the season, particularly for summer. We're going to hike the Swiss Alps in a few days with our custom family group, and these are going to be our shoes for that. All right, so those are kind of the closed-toed shoes, but sandals are really what we want to talk about at this time of year. I bought these in Indonesia recently. I just bought them because, I've always kind of wanted to try a pair of these. They have turned into my favorite pair of shoes. These are going with me this next month. They feel like walking on a cloud, and they are not the typical Birkenstocks because these are made of like a foam. I love these so much. They're supportive, they're comfortable. You can kind of make them a different size if you wish. Not everybody loves the thong, so you can get them in the regular Birkenstock thing, but I bought these in Indonesia because they're not leather. And we got rained on a ton, and these were absolutely perfect for going through wet conditions and having shoes that were not ruined in any way because they're just foam. So that's another suggestion. Another suggestion on the same thing as my classic one. You guys know I've been wearing these for years. Funny enough, these are kind of legendary, and it's not just me that wears them. I've run into people all over Europe, women wearing these Teva Mush wedges. The reason they're so popular is that they look a little bit like a dressy shoe, but they're a flip-flop, and it is the most comfy flip-flop ever. The wedge is really important because I have stepped on nails, I have stepped on all kinds of things in these, and it hasn't gone through the shoe. So this is continually my favorite. They come in at about $20 to $30 a pair. They only come in black these days, I think, but maybe those of you with not size 12 feet will have better luck. I love these. These should go in your bag, absolutely. I've swam in the Mediterranean, I've gone to the beach, I've walked through cities, cobblestones. These are, for me, the perfect travel shoe also because they don't weigh anything. So these two both, I'm going to take these just so we can change things up. But those are both fantastic travel shoes. Now, if you're going to do more sporty stuff, these are really ugly. But let me tell you, they do the job. These are probably 20 years old, and they still sell them. They're Tevas. They have a really good hiking tread. They're leather, so they're at least a little bit dressier than the regular Tevas, but any Tevas are okay. Nico's going to bring his Tevas with him. You can hike, you can swim, you can do everything. Are they sexy and really nice for walking around Paris? Absolutely not. They're very tacky and ugly and American and kind of the worst, but you know what? I walked, let's see, we like to play Pokemon. I walked about 10 miles the other day playing Pokemon with Nico and didn't get any foot soreness at all. So these continue to be favorites and do really well. Another option that all of you love more are these here. These are Chacos. These are a huge fan favorite. I've been suggested these a million times, and so I did buy them, and I wore these around Rome for about 3 weeks. And I will just say, you know, they're kind of worth the hype, I guess. My problem with them is how heavy they are. They're so stinking heavy. I don't really see the point in bringing a pair of shoes that is the same weight as all of these shoes combined. The other thing I don't like is, if you can see here, this is where your toe goes. And these straps, they move to adjust your foot, but they choke your toe. They constrict your toe. So I'm not a big fan of these. A lot of people love them, though they have a little adjustment strap. I know the Chaco fans out there will fight me on this, but I don't like these. I mean, they're cute. They looked good, and my feet felt great after wearing them. But I just didn't like struggling with these straps, and I never, of course, loved this weight. If you don't care about the weight, if you're just packing up a suitcase and you're going to be in one hotel the whole time, okay. I mean, that's why I brought these. I was in Rome for 3 weeks. Who cares? The weight doesn't really matter at that point, but this is a bit of a deal breaker for me. But I will continue to wear them because for hiking, look at this tread. They're really good, but they just weigh an absolute ton. All right, moving on. Ones I do like. This is going with me. These are Taos, and I have 2 pairs by Taos I wanted to show you. These are outrageously expensive. They're over $100. If you're lucky, you'll get them for $115, $120. Are they worth the investment? I guess we're going to see, but I'll show you what I love about them. First of all, they have this really nice leather footbed. They have good arch support. As you can tell, they're real leather, so they're not fake. So they'll hold up a little bit longer. They adjust at the toe, and they adjust here. But look at this back strap. It's got padding. So no blisters on your heel, and that's the most common place that shoes irritate people. The other thing I really like about these, which is not common for attractive sandals, is look at the tread. It's rubber. It's a nice rubber tread that is going to really help you not slip, and that is so important. Please choose sandals that you won't slip in. So these are absolute winners because of that. I think they're kind of cute. I wasn't really sure at first. Let me see if I can slide my toes in here. I just thought they were a little bit strange looking, but everybody says they look cute on me. So, I mean, I don't know. You judge. They're kind of cute, but those are going to come with me when I leave for the airport later today. The ones I thought I'd be bringing are these. These are extremely cute. I've brought these with me on trips before. They're also Taos, and they're slip-ons, and they are really great if you don't like straps because they're just a nice big broad section that goes over your foot. Silver, I highly encourage you to think about buying silver shoes. I know that sounds funny, but they go with everything. There is not an outfit that these shoes do not go with. They also have that really good tread, so they're good for walking, and they've got a cork footbed, which is very, very comfortable. My big problem with these, though, again, is that they're a little bit of a weight, and breaking them in, I wore them around Venice for about a week and a half, and they kind of rubbed me the wrong way right here. Now they're broken in and they're great. So if you want to get a pair like this, please wear them before you leave and break them in, because this part needs to kind of conform to your foot. So I'm pretty happy with these. I wear them a lot. These are lighter. I don't know why, but these are actually a lighter shoe. I think that the sole is not as thick. So if you like a slide, that's probably my top choice of a leather slide. Those are really comfortable. And then the last pair I wanted to show you, these are my son Luca's, and they're Birkenstocks, yes, but and they're way too big for me. These are 14s, but look at the difference here. Look, it's like a Sherpa lining. And when I bought these, I kind of bought them as a joke for him because he doesn't ever like to wear summer clothes or shoes. And I thought, the only way I'm going to get that child to wear sandals is if I get him something that feels like it's slippers. I got him on clearance at Nordstrom because who wanted to have these, you know? And he loves them so much, I bought them for Nico too, because they're very cozy. I know you're thinking, why would I want a shearling insole and a sandal? But actually, shearling does keep your feet cool. And if you've got teenage boys, shearling keeps their feet from being stinky. Now, how's about that? That's pretty awesome. The biggest problem for Birkenstocks, of course, is I hate the sole. This is not a grippy sole. I think it's kind of slippy. I don't love it, Birkenstock. You need to do better. Like, put more of a rubbery kind of thing on here. I think that would be better to make Birkenstocks a little bit more of a choice that I can really highly recommend. But these ones with the Sherpa, honestly, awesome choice. I'm even considering getting them for myself. But this kind of Birkenstock, these plastic ones are cheaper, way cheaper. These are about $50. I think I paid well, these are knockoffs from Indonesia, so they were less. But the tread on the bottom is rubbery. So this is a more grippy shoe than the original expensive Birkenstock. So those are my choices for now. I have about 10,000 more pairs that we could go through, and we'll go through and we'll do another fall shoe spread. I have a very cool pair of Vionic loafers I want to show you in the fall when I travel in September. But for summertime, we're really just thinking sandals. And just remember that the things I'm thinking about when I'm picking shoes for this season is I'm thinking about neutral colors. I would say pick either black or brown or maybe both. I recommend 2 pairs of sandals and 1 pair of closed-toed shoes per trip. That should really do well at this time of year. And one of those pair of sandals really needs to be probably Tevas, Chacos, or those kind of rubber shoes that are waterproof, because if you're traveling particularly in Europe, the beaches are not sandy and soft. A lot of them are rocky. So you might take them into the water. If you're going to do any kind of beachy thing, be sure you bring a pair of sandals that is waterproof. I learned my lesson in Indonesia, so I'm never leaving home without that again. So those are my hot tips for you. As far as the closed-toed shoes, remember in the summertime in Europe, you're going to be walking so many miles. Really, you have to kind of forget about style and just wear a pair of tennis shoes that really work for you. I would say the number one choice are these On Cloud sets. So everybody, all my tour guide friends love those. All of my travel friends love those. I'm seeing them on everybody. They're an investment, but these ones that I just showed you are about 2 years old now, and they're still perfect. They're great. So that's a good investment of a shoe that lasts a long time. Last thing I just want to point out to you is don't wait till the last minute to look through your shoes, because shoes die. Did you know that? I do, and I knew because I bought a pair of Echoes some years ago on a clearance sale, and they were, you know, a good deal. Echoes are like $150 to $200. So I got them really cheap, and I left them in my closet, and by the time I actually used them, the rubber had gotten crunchy. So I took them to Europe, and they fell apart. Expensive shoes. It's because shoes have an expiration date. They do. Age is one expiration date. Some shoes, like my Tevas, are going on 20 years, I think, and those keep lasting. But most shoes are like a tire on your car. I think I told you guys in that latest Substack, I went to the tire place, and the guy was, and I don't drive my car very often because I'm in Europe a lot, or I'm traveling a lot. And the guy said, well, your tires are okay tread-wise, but they're like 8 years old. I bought my car about 8 years ago. And he said, you can't keep tires that long because the rubber gets crispy. And it does. He showed me. Shoes are the same. So consider shoes, tires for your feet. You would never let a shoe go for, or a tire go for 5 or 6 years probably. why would you let a shoe go for 5 or 6 years? Because it's your feet that'll pay the price. So invest in good shoes. And if you want recommendations, I'm going to put a link on this video as soon as I'm done here for my Amazon storefront. Like I said, I know we don't love Amazon, a lot of us, but remember that I get a little commission from that, which is a really nice way to support my shoe habit. I really feel sorry for my family, the number of shoe pairs I have here, but it's research. It's for you. I do this for you. This is why I do this, right? So you can buy those shoes there, and you can also browse some of the other styles I have recommended in the past that are still available. There is a shoe Substack. If you didn't see it, go subscribe to my Substack and you'll see my kind of thought process of the way I think about shoes and why this is such a highlight of all of our content, because it's a make or break item for packing. Good shoes, no problem. You don't even notice them. Bad shoes, you notice them and it ruins your trip. And I wear a size 12. So for me, I cannot buy shoes overseas. I just can't. They don't make them for me. So this is something I've thought long and hard about. And I wrote up a little bit of the information that I go through when I'm thinking about the process of buying shoes. So this is a great time to be thinking about travel shoes also, because there's lots of sales out there. I just bought a couple of new pairs that I'm going to review for the fall. So have a look for the summer sales. And I believe that Prime Day is in July. And keep the link for this shoe thing handy and check out in July if there are any sales on any of these, okay? So thanks for watching, and thanks for being interested in my obsession with shoes. I just want to make your trip better. So always think comfort number 1, weight number 2, and then, okay, style. I mean, we're all a little bit vain. Style can be number 3. So I'll see you on the road. I'm heading to the airport now, and there's going to be vlogs every day as Nico and I take on Europe with our custom family tour going from London to Rome. So I'll see you every day here on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Ciao.